A good Sunday afternoon to you. Roger Hill, weather hazards forecaster for VELCO and Wuthering Heights Consulting. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. This VELCO weather hazards outlook: moderate heat indices. The rest of today, Sunday through Wednesday, will be setting records. Otherwise, good project weather if you can handle the heat. There will be a cold front that will move in, bringing relief. This will come in on Wednesday night, early Thursday, with a sharp cool-off. And thereafter, perhaps even better, more comfortable, drier weather, project weather to move in. This will arrive on Friday into Saturday. Later in the week, though, lowered confidence that far out. The tropics remain rather active with Maria and Lee. Maria brushing the eastern North Carolina Outer Banks on Wednesday into Thursday, then out to sea. Overall quiet weather with the possibility of a few thunderstorms associated with that cold front that moves in for Wednesday night and that cold frontal passage. Gusty winds with the front, behind the front, will be below thresholds, though it'll be a little bit on the breezy side. Well, here's the Maria, and there is Maria's track. It's going to be taking a track off the eastern North Carolina coast, the Outer Banks, Cape Hatteras region, and then it'll be affected by this weather system that's out here. That'll be shifting into the region and starting to steer the rest of Maria out to sea and becoming no factor thereafter. In the meantime, we have very high heat indices. This is a function of this big, broad blocking area of higher pressure. Here is the leftovers of Jose. It's no factor as well. Our next weather system, the main weather, is going to be a frontal system that'll be moving on through in much diminished form as it tracks through the northeast United States, including Vermont, Wednesday night. The timing of which will take it during the nighttime hours. It'll lose a lot of its capes and instability factor. Here's the 6-hourly panels of the European model, and you can see a broad heat ridge here with this precipitation as we just looked at. This is, of course, Maria, taking a track like this, and we have high heat indices to work with, so running the 6-hour panels. This will be valid about 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow on Monday. Monday will be another extremely hot day, in fact, probably the hottest of all days. Tuesday is right thereafter, and as we continue here, this would be about 2 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday night. And then we get into Wednesday, we see the approach of that weather system that's kind of fading out with its frontal boundary. And you can see the front approximately right here with limited amounts of precipitation. So just running that a little bit further here. Right there, that's going to happen Wednesday night into Thursday. That thing moves on out. The European has Maria sort of hanging out, but there she goes. Finally, some effects to kind of kick her out into the open Atlantic. And as we get into the last part of Saturday, we might see another weather system approaching the region. However, things will be very much cooled off at that point. Jet stream remains relatively far to the north, but you can see here, this is cold enough to snow up in the northern parts of Quebec at this point next weekend. That was the European model. This is the GFS ensemble, and you can see clear sailing through, it looks like late in the day on Wednesday. The GFS ensemble indicating the possibility of some scattered showers and thunderstorms, something we'll have to watch Wednesday afternoon. That'll be the main threat, but the European has it coming in a little bit later than that. We'll see how this all works out, but we'll have to keep a close eye on that. That moves on by, then we have better conditions thereafter per the European model, lower confidence on the GFS ensemble here. And the Weather Prediction Center snapshot here shows about 0.25 of an inch, a little bit more off to the east of us, relatively dry throughout this almost drought-stricken like period here that we've been seeing for the last 12 days without precip. Okay, temperature trends, you ask? Well, you can see 90-degree readings are close to. This is centered again on Burlington. But note the diurnal range in temperature is not too shabby. 60-degree nights, basically, the next few nights. This will be the warmest night, a little bit more of a buildup of humidity. And then as we get into Wednesday, 85-ish, and this is when things start to become a little bit more unraveled, but still pretty good agreement with the ensemble plumes. This will be the high temperature, though, on Thursday. Temperature is probably topping out only in the upper 60s. And then we head kind of downward after that. and you can see a nice cool-off period. And again, a couple fairly nice days, it looks like, as we get into Friday and Saturday toward next weekend. All weighted, our temperature is running about 15 degrees above normal here. And about 3 days later, you're looking at temperatures running only about 3 to 6 degrees above normal, but note still above normal for this time of year. Concentrations on Maria, the 11 a.m. update on Sunday. Not a major hurricane, a Category 2, and a gradually weakening hurricane that will continue in progress through next Friday. The latest thinking with the National Hurricane Center and the modeling and the tools they use, not looking at the European here, but they think that's going to make that sharp turn and begin to pull away. The European has it kind of just hanging out for quite a while, so we'll see how this turn works out. I don't see too much of a threat to the Northeast utilities with this system at this point. And this is Hurricane Maria, Category 2, 105 mile an hour sustained wind, central pressure 947 millibars hectopascals, and movements toward the north at about 9 miles per hour. And then also we have Lee. Lee's a Category 1. It's been kind of popping off and flaring up and flaring down. But notice its direction to the southeast at 3 miles per hour, headed southeast bound. Now Lee has been powerful enough to form an eye. That's it from here. Thanks for watching. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.